Hi there. So today I wanted to talk about funding position and how much money you do actually need to have in savings and deposit to contribute towards a purchase of a property. There are two items that normally are overlooked: stamp duty and lender's mortgage insurance, especially for those loans that are above 80% LVR. So let's have a quick look. In this scenario, we're going to take a look at a property that's in New South Wales. It's going to be a purchase and established home, and we're going to give a property at take a look at a property at 750,000. So there are a few items that we need to complete here or add, which is your solicitor's fees and also an ancillary amount of $500. This could include lender setup fees, application fees, and things like that. So in this case, we're going to look at a 95% LVR because a common question that I get asked is there are buyers who know that there are lenders who will go up to 95% LVR and they've got a 5% deposit savings. So they want to know if they can actually go ahead and make that purchase. Now, one of the items you can see here, the biggest item in the transaction cost here is $29,000, which is the stamp duty. And because they're above the 80% LVR, we're going to have to look at what the LMI cost is going to be. So this is the lender's mortgage insurance and covers the lender in the event that you do default from the loan and they need to sell the property and cover the expenses. This basically protects the lender in those particular scenarios. So you can see here the amount that they would need to have saved to make this transaction or make this purchase successful is, I'm going to call it $105,000 savings. So when you are looking at the amount that they do need to save, so 105,000 divided by 750, so the actual amount that they do need to have in their savings is approximately 14%. Now what we're going to do is have a look at a scenario if maybe they look at something slightly cheaper. So they look at a $650,000 purchase, and let's just say they reduce their LVR because now they're looking at a cheaper property. We re-quote the amount, their lender's mortgage insurance. So you can see here that's already significantly cheaper. Before it was around about 30,000 when it was in the 95% territory, and now it's in the 14%. So effectively that reduces the amount that they need to have saved, and looking at that, that's maybe say 95,000, and they'll have $2,000 left over once the dust settles and everyone gets paid, including the transaction costs. So looking at how much they actually do need to save, 95,000 over 650,000, so it's still going to be roughly around about 14, call it 15% savings compared to the purchase price. Now if they are a first home buyer and they do qualify for the first homeowners grant, you can see here that the stamp duty in this particular price bracket removes the need for the charges for stamp duty, and that savings then can allow them to have smaller savings. So very roughly that's going to be maybe 70,000. Let's just call it 74,000. Maybe you can even go a little bit lower, 70,000. So in this case, if they do qualify for the first homeowners grant, the amount that they need to have saved up is approximately 11%. So those are some of the things that you can do to kind of help if you are struggling with the deposit size, reducing the purchase price, and also reducing your LVR or loan to value ratio. That significantly impacts the LMI that you go in. It's actually an exponential price or premium that you pay. So if you're slightly above 80%, it could be a couple of thousand. If it's over 85%, you're looking at probably closer to like 5,000-7,000. If it's above 90%, you can see there that's approximately 15,000. And if you go one step further and go to 95% LVR, it can go up to 30,000. So that's just to give a rough overview in terms of looking at how much you need to save to make a purchase. Generally speaking, I tend to advise clients that a 5% in transaction cost is generally the way to go. But if you are playing closer to the really high LVR range, you may actually need to have a bigger deposit or significantly review the purchase price of the locations that you're purchasing your property in. So I hope that's helpful if you're out there looking for property, and I hope you have a fantastic week.